So just out of curiosity, right? Y'all know the fuel prices are going up. Y'all see my truck parked right there. Are y'all moving y'all's truck right now? And if so, what is your minimum that you are moving your box truck for? I feel so bad for the semi guys because I know y'all's overhead is way more than ours. But we're not moving y'all. We're not doing it. Diesel is over $5.50 a gallon in Georgia, where we're based out of. We're not doing it. As far as everyone that's out here is still gonna be taking these cheap ass loads, you're gonna be going negative if you take a load for $1 and some change a mile. I'm telling you right now, if you do your cost per mile breakdown on your fuel after you figure out how many miles to the gallon you're getting, you have to make the math, y'all. So I'm asking this question. Are y'all running y'all's trucks right now? And if so, what is the minimum amount that you're moving your 26-foot box truck for? I'm seriously need to know, y'all. We need to union up together on this time right now because it is rough. I got on the load board, the rates are not changing, and diesel is still going up. Ain't no way.
Imagine working 14 hours a day, driving thousands of miles across the country, sleeping in your truck, eating on the road, sacrificing time with your family, only to realize you're not making money, you're actually losing it. That's not a hypothetical. That's the reality for thousands of truck drivers right now. And as gas prices continue to skyrocket, many of them are watching their entire livelihoods slowly disappear. Truck drivers are the backbone of the economy. Nearly everything you own, everything you eat, everything you use at some point was on a truck. From groceries to fuel to medicine, truckers are the invisible force keeping everything moving. But today, that system is under pressure, and the people holding it together are starting to break. Because when fuel prices rise, truck drivers don't just feel it, they absorb it directly, immediately, and painfully.
Purge, baby, purge. That's what's going to happen in the trucking industry in the very near future. So fuel prices have just started to go through the roof. We saw 50 to 80 cents per gallon increase over the weekend. And this is going to drive a lot of these bottom feeder trucking companies out of business. We've been needing for people to be pushed out of this industry, some of these bottom feeders, for probably the last 3 years. And this is a major part of what's wrong with the industry. Nobody really focuses on this. You know, there's a lot of focus on brokers with bad rates. Yes, there are brokers with bad rates and they should not do that. But also, somebody's taking these loads. Like when a load's posted for $1.80 a mile, if it doesn't get covered, guess what? The rate goes up. So all of your friends out there are taking these loads for $1.80 a mile, and that's what's keeping these rates depressed. So these people need to exit the trucking industry if they're running on low margins, no margins, you know, basically maybe even running basically negative. If you're running at $1.80 or $2 or probably even under $2.50 right now, you're probably running negative. You're paying that broker to move their load.
Diesel prices have been climbing, and for most people, it's frustrating. But for truck drivers, it's catastrophic. Diesel isn't just an expense, it's their biggest expense. In many cases, fuel alone can take up 30, 40, even 60% of what they earn. Think about that for a second. More than half of your income gone before you even pay for food, before rent, before bills. And the worst part? Many drivers don't have the power to raise their prices. They're locked into contracts or forced to accept low-paying loads just to keep moving. So while fuel goes up, their income stays the same or even drops. Imagine this. You take a job, you drive for hours, maybe days, you deliver your load, you get paid, but after fuel, after maintenance, after tolls, there's almost nothing left. In some cases, drivers say they're actually going into debt just to keep working. Let that sink in. Working, but falling deeper and deeper into financial stress. This isn't just unsustainable, it's dangerous, because eventually people can't keep going. Behind every truck is a person, a father, a mother, someone trying to provide. And right now, many of them are struggling in silence. Some are skipping meals, trying to save money. Some are sleeping less, driving longer hours just to break even. Others are being forced to make impossible choices, pay rent or fix the truck, buy food or pay for fuel. And for some, the pressure becomes too much. They sell their trucks, walk away from the industry, and lose everything they worked for. Years of effort gone because the numbers just don't add up anymore.
I'm a truck driver, and on Monday I fueled diesel, and today I fueled again. I paid 67 cents a gallon more in diesel. I have, 300 gallons I put in, so that's a lot of money. I mean, Americans we're struggling here. We need help. And we're supposed to be America first. That's why we voted President Trump in. I voted for him every time, and I voted him because he was America first and got rid of the illegals. And it's not happening. This war is going to be costing us, and we're all going to start paying more for everything.
This isn't just a trucking problem, it's everyone's problem. Because when truck drivers struggle, the entire system starts to feel it. Fewer drivers means slower deliveries. Higher fuel costs mean higher prices in stores. Groceries become more expensive. Everyday items cost more. And in some cases, shortages begin to appear. It's a chain reaction, and it starts with fuel, but it doesn't end there.
Let's talk about what's about to happen in the trucking industry with these oil prices. When oil goes up, diesel goes up. And when diesel goes up, the first people who feel it are owner-operators. Because fuel is one of the biggest expenses in trucking. A small increase in diesel can mean thousands of dollars lost over time, if you're not running the right loads. And here's the problem. A lot of drivers are out here booking cheap freight just to keep the truck moving. But if the rate doesn't cover the fuel, deadhead, and expenses, you're actually losing money.
So the question is, how long can this continue? How long can drivers keep working if the job no longer pays? At some point, something has to give. Either fuel prices stabilize or more drivers leave the road. And if enough of them walk away, the impact could be massive. Truck drivers don't ask for much. They work long hours, spend days away from home, and keep the country running without most people even noticing. But right now, many feel like they're being pushed to the edge. So the question is enough being done to support them? Or are we watching an entire industry slowly collapse in real time? What do you think? Subscribe to the Gracie Brief for more real stories that actually matter.